We'll hear from Tony Perkins, President of Family Research Council Action.
Thank you, Richard. About 2,700 years ago, there was a king, David, who wrote, he's known as the psalmist, wrote, "Weeping is for a season, but joy comes in the morning." For many conservatives, joy awaited them this morning when they saw that Hillary Clinton was not going to be president. This is a historic moment, not just for the conservative movement, not just for evangelicals, but for the country. We have seen a repudiation of not just Barack Obama's 8 years of big statist government, anti-faith, anti-family policies, but really a rejection of a court that has acted as an oligarchy for the last 4 decades. In fact, when, as Ralph made reference to the evangelical turnout, many evangelicals were encouraged to sit on the sidelines, unfortunately, by some other evangelicals. Fortunately, those evangelicals, in historic numbers, in fact, in more numbers, percentage-wise, voting for Donald Trump yesterday than they did for John McCain, Mitt Romney, or even George W. Bush, understood what was at stake. And to go back to what Marjorie said and Ralph made reference to, the point at which Donald Trump closed the deal with evangelicals was at the last debate in the first 15 minutes when he gave the most concise definition of late-term abortion that any Republican or any presidential candidate with in the nomination in the general election has given. And following up, stating that he would appoint pro-life justices. We have not had Republicans willing to do that, saying they feared a litmus test. That was when the deal was closed. And that was when evangelicals were confronted with the reality that they had a candidate who had met all the criteria, picked a pro-life running mate. Unlike previous Republican nominees, did not fight conservatives over the platform. We go back to Mitt Romney, John McCain, and even the George Bush campaign in 2004 fought conservatives over the platform. Donald Trump actually helped us. He was a delegate. They helped us formulate the most conservative party platform in the history of the party. He's pledged to defend, protect, and advance religious liberty, to appoint justices, as I mentioned, that are pro-life, and he has also brought close attention to how this administration has used our national military as a laboratory for social experimentation. And he has said our military has one purpose and one purpose only, not to advance some kind of social agenda, but rather to fight and win wars and keep America safe. If Donald Trump pursues the agenda that he campaigned on, he will not only be a candidate who enjoyed broad support, launching him into the White House from evangelicals. I believe he will have evangelical support throughout his tenure as president. And I believe if the Republicans, led by Donald Trump, follow through on their commitments, we are on the cusp of a conservative generation. The Democrats' bench is depleted. They have no leadership. Barack Obama has taken the party for a joyride in the last 8 years, and it's now broken down. This will be the Republican conservative generation.